Hey, welcome to Snuff the Torch. Today's Snuff.
My name is Will, and I'm from season 28, Ron Brain and Beauty.
Whew.
Awesome episode.
I really like this episode, like a lot. Like it's my favorite of the season so far.
Yeah,
it's really good.
Whew. Guess who got voted out? Woo was on the bottom of my list.
Shit.
What?
Sorry, we're getting an echo. Okay, we're good now. Sorry, no, that won't happen anymore.
Okay. As I was saying, Woo was at the bottom of my safety ranking list, and he got voted out, so I get 2 points. Yay me!
Yeah, and Woo was not on my list at all. Wait, you get 2 points. Oh wait, yeah, he was last on your list.
I get 2.
Okay. For anyone who's new to our channel, we play this game where we have a safety ranking that we do every Monday, and the bottom 3, if you have whoever gets voted out as your last bottom person, then you get 2 points. If you have it, whoever got him voted out as your second to last or third to last, you get 1 point. Will had Woo on all the way in the bottom of his list. He had him, and it was a mistake. Like it wasn't meant to be there, and he happened to have him there. So Will gets 2 points, and I get 0 because Woo was number 8 for me on my safety rankings. So I'm losing 5-3.
It's not that big of a deal. There's tons of more episodes.
Yeah, I know, but still, I can't believe that worked out for you. I was making fun of you too. Okay, let's just jump into the episode. That's the only bump side. That's the only thing I'm mad about for this episode, that Woo got voted out because I didn't have him on my bottom 3. Okay, so the start of the episode, I think most people knew what was happening going into this episode. We all knew, well, most of us knew that Terry was going to get evacuated because of his son, and his son had to get like a heart transplant or something like that. I was surprised how quick it was in the episode. It was like the first thing they showed in the episode. So
yeah, it was like the span of like 45 seconds or something. It was really fast.
Yeah, it was like last time on Survivor, blah, 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 and then it was like nighttime. Jeff is coming to get Terry out of the game. Like, it was very quick.
Yeah.
They didn't waste any time on that, which I was happy about. I didn't want them to drag it out too much, even though it's good that Terry's son is feeling better now. So yeah, that wasn't involved in the plot at all. I don't think it makes really too much of a difference in alliances or anything like that. I think, well, I guess Terry could have had a chance because it was a swap today, but most likely Terry would have been targeted anyway because he was on the bottom of the tribe and people were gunning for him. Yeah. So I don't think it affected his game too much. Little did he know he was on his way out anyway.
Yeah. Well, I mean, at least that makes it more likely he'll come back for a third chance, you know?
Maybe. Yeah, maybe.
He probably will, to be honest.
They can have like a season
back and other people that got evacuated.
Right. Maybe they can have like a season where like people who got non-medical evacuated but got evacuated come back.
No, like 99% of evacuations are medical.
Yeah, I know. So maybe there's like 2 other people like who also like had
like how many people have been pulled out due to evacuations? Once they hit like at least 16, they need to do a season where they bring back people that have been pulled out of the game for evacuations.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, that wasn't like too big of a deal. It was that, and it was over. They gave him his hugs. We're not gonna go into that at all because there's nothing really much to say about it besides that he got evacuated. I didn't think that Terry was gonna go too far in this game anyway. So, but maybe he would have if he stayed. Who knows? But it's out of the picture now. What happened after that, Will?
They went straight to the reward challenge.
Right. I loved this reward challenge. I thought it was so funny. It was one of the best challenges of the season, in my opinion.
Like the first one where there was Jeremy and Savage, and they were both like a fourth of a second difference on landing it.
Yeah. Let's just break. I usually don't go over challenges because there's not much to talk about with challenges, but I actually want to break down like the matchups between like all the people in this challenge. So like you have Jeremy and Savage. Jeremy beats Savage by half of a second. Who do you have after that? Was the one after that Abby against who was it? Abby against someone?
No, that was like the third one. No, the second one was Spencer and
Spencer and...
I think it was Spencer, right? Did Spencer go?
I don't even remember anymore.
I know
Whatever.
Abby went. I know Kimmy.
Whatever.
No,
the Abby moment. The Abby moment was great. How she thought that she lost.
She's like, oh my god.
She thought that she lost, and then she just walked away. She just walks away from the challenge. It was great. I was cracking up so much at that point. So yeah, Abby, that was a great moment. It just... Her tribe was getting so frustrated with her, how she just like gave up right away and didn't notice that she had a chance still. So that was hilarious. Then you also had I thought the Kimmy and Cass, I think Kimmy and Cass battle, was that it? No, it was Kimmy and
I don't know why I can't remember.
I can't remember anyone, but anyway, I thought it was Kimmy against Abby. Yeah, I remember now because I remember thinking Kimmy looked so much bigger than Abby. I didn't realize how.
Kimmy's lost some weight though, for real. Like she's lost like at least like 8 pounds.
No, but I'm saying like in height terms, like Kimmy looked like a giant next to Abby. I never noticed how tall Kimmy was. I can't. Whatever. This is kind of boring. We're not gonna go over the reward challenge. But I did find it very funny. I'm sure everyone else did too.
I will note that the fried chicken looked kind of weird, to be honest.
I didn't even notice.
The fried chicken didn't look like normal KFC Popeyes fried chicken. It was like weird shaped. It wasn't like I don't know, it's weird looking. But anyways, the tribe switch thing was awesome. I loved how like Jeff was like,
oh wait, that's not. We can't get all the way there yet. We didn't even talk about anything else yet. We can't go from that to. Oh wait. No, reward
happened at the same time.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Okay. Yeah, so you talked about it.
Yeah. So like in typical Jeff fashion, he asks how everyone's doing, and of course Bion's like, we're a small family over here, and I was kind of laughing on the inside because at Angkor, I knew that when Savage said, we're like so close over here, I knew that he really didn't think that. I knew that.
Yeah, of course. Not all the tribes were as like tight as they made everyone else believe, but they have to say that because they want everyone else.
The tribe, yeah.
They don't want everyone else to know what's happening in their own tribe. They have to give off the appearance that they're all doing very well and that no one's on the outs in that tribe.
It actually, I want to bring. Oh wait, no. When are we going to talk about tribal or possible like number situations?
What do you mean?
Like voting situations.
When were we going to talk about that?
Yeah.
I guess later on.
Nice.
Okay,
so, which tribe won the reward challenge? Whichever one.
It was Takeo.
Takeo won the reward, and
I was very surprised by that. By the way, that gave me like going into this episode. I'm like, Bayonne.
You were so.
I know Bayonne cannot lose, and I was a little worried that Takeo won the reward challenge, and I'm like, do they actually have a chance?
Neither of the challenges this episode were physical.
That's true. Like both these challenges, anyone could win this challenge. Yeah, I guess.
The free throwing, it was finesse, not physical.
Right. But like that made me thinking like shit. I laid all my eggs into this Bayonne tribe losing. I mean winning. So if Bayonne loses the immunity, I'm like screwed because I said that like Bayonne was gonna dominate. Anyway, so yeah, that got me a little nervous. I really didn't expect Bayonne to lose at all. So after the reward challenge, this is where we get into the meat. This is where we get into the strategy and everything like that. On Bayonne, we have Steven Fishback making like kind of, I never thought about it this way, but making a comparison between Joe and JT. And this is really cool because it's just a weird thing to think that Joe might get voted off in the future because of Steven's haunted memories of like him bringing JT to the end.
No, he didn't bring JT. JT won the final immunity.
That's true, but like he aligned with JT for that long where he was able to get to the end.
And there are no votes cast against JT ever, with a miracle somehow.
That's because everyone was in love with him.
Yeah, just like Joe. Joe is JT 2.0. He's like more physically attractive, and he has the man bun and everything.
What do you think is going to happen in these upcoming weeks? Do you think? I'm blinking. Do you think Fishback is going to be able to get his way, or do you think Jeremy's gonna like kind of like say no and convince him otherwise because he does need Joe?
I mean, once you get to the merge, you don't really need any. I mean, people can help you, but you don't need anybody really. I mean, you can just stab anyone in the back at any time, and you know.
I know, but what do you think? Which way do you think it's gonna go?
I think it actually may end up coming back to haunt Steven, and he may be voted out for being too aggressive.
Yeah, I kind of agree. I can kind of see Jeremy getting kind of annoyed with Steven, like, antagonizing him and saying, let's vote off Joe. He kind of already was in the reward
challenge. At the reward challenge, he was like, bro, we have faith in you. Have faith in yourself. Because you were like...
Well, that's not what I'm talking about, really, though. I'm saying that I think that Steven is going to kind of get on Jeremy's nerves because he's going to keep on talking to Jeremy about, like, let's vote out Joe, let's vote out Joe. And Jeremy's going to be like, I had enough of this. I'm just going to go to Joe and tell Joe that Steven's gunning for you, and, like, let's get out Steven instead. I could see that happening. Because Joe would rather have the strong guys around him to kind of provide a shield for himself, opposed to Steven, who actually seems to be a very close ally to Jeremy. They seem to be a lot closer than we originally thought a couple episodes ago. Like, it's been building up. Like, I didn't expect them to have such a good alliance. It seems like they, like, talk to each other almost all the time. So, what else happened on the Bayonne tribe? Did we get anything besides the Joe, Jeremy, and Fishback thing?
No, just Steven crying.
Oh, and we also got Wentworth.
Oh, yeah. And then Joe was trying to get Wentworth out of, like, a bad situation.
Right. I thought this was, like, an awful move on Joe's part. When you're Joe and you're, like, already, like, such a big target because you're, like, dominating in challenges, you don't want to be going around trying to get people out and trying to keep people. Go with the flow, Joe.
Yeah, like, when there's a target on, most of the time, when there's a big target on someone else's back, a lot of times you don't want to mess with that. Or then the target will shift to you a lot of times. You know, when the majority of the tribe want to get someone out, most of the time you should just let it be and just vote with the majority.
Right. Joe, I don't even think Wentworth was in trouble to begin with. Just because she was in the minority doesn't mean she's in trouble. But Joe, he shouldn't give other people a reason to target him. He already has a big enough reason that he's a huge threat. He shouldn't give people the reason that he's flipping on the original Bayonne, apparently. That was a huge mistake by him, and he's lucky that he didn't have to go to tribal because it could have been him tonight.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so then after that, it went to... Did we get anything from Takeo?
Yeah, we got stuff from Takeo. We got the Spencer and Cass dynamic again.
Was that right after the reward?
It was after the reward. I think it was before Steven was
so
talking.
annoying. Like, what did Spencer ever do? He's, like, such a good dude.
Well, Spencer did try to, like, get Cass out a lot.
Because everyone hated her.
Okay, but still, if you're Cass, you don't want someone on the island who's trying to get you out a lot.
We're not trying to get her out this time.
And also, right when they switched tribes, I forget what Spencer said, but Spencer said something like to Cass, like, how she's, like, he wants to get her out or something like that. Not that he wants to get her out, but, like, something mean towards Cass, and Cass like, oh, so this is starting already. Oh, wait, no, I think it was the opposite way around. I think Cass was saying that about Spencer. Am I wrong?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm wrong.
Cass just in general just hates Spencer for whatever reason.
I don't know. You can't.
There's no way to know. But Cass initially flipped on Spencer, so it's Cass's fault. That's what caused all the controversy in the beginning.
Okay, whatever. They hate each other. What's the big deal? Not some people just don't get along.
I'm just saying that Cass is this root of this feud. Like, she kind of started it, and everyone in Kagyan hated her anyways. Okay.
Yeah, you're right. But, like, that's based on, like, what you saw in the edit. You don't know what happens all the time, all day on this show. You know, I never take the edit for what it is. I always think that there's another story going on behind the edit. So you can't follow the edit too strictly. Cass, she does say that she wants to, like, target Spencer right away when they come together. And this isn't a surprise. We knew that once they got on the same tribe, if they got on the same tribe, there was going to be, like, some kind of rivalry between the two of them. I didn't expect it was going to happen this fast, right when they get to the reward, and they're eating right away. Cass is having confessionals about like attacking Spencer whenever she can get the chance. I think it's mostly because Spencer was. Cass never really targeted Spencer during Kagayan. Most of the well, she did, but most of the time it was Spencer trying to get out Cass because she flipped. So you have to keep that in mind. She's trying to like get him out before he can get her out, I think.
Yeah.
It's kind of like Jerry Colby kind of thing. Like Colby got Jerry out the first time, and then like Jerry got Colby out the second time, and then they worked together. No, they didn't. Yeah, they kind of worked together the third time. But Cass and Spencer, I don't know where they're going after this episode. I don't know if they're gonna be aligned, if they're gonna be attacking each other some more. But it seems like they both have the patience to try to get along. So, who knows? Maybe there'll be some kind of alliance there.
Yeah.
I think that leads us to
after
immunity.
That, to the immunity. Yeah. At immunity, pretty much, like, I mean, there wasn't a whole lot to say about it, but, like, the guys did really well. Oh, I think there could be a massive future alliance with, well, I mean, Savage and Jeremy were already friends, but after they're on opposite tribes, and after they both finish, they're like, yeah, bro, boom, and then they're just like, woo, woo, you know, so, I mean, that's a big deal for an opposite tribes to be like that. So I guess, like, it could be some signal that, you know, there could be a bro alliance or whatever, you know, maybe something like, you know, Joe, Savage, Spencer, Jeremy.
Wait, what are you talking about?
Immunity, because Jeremy and Savage were on opposite teams, and they both finished first for their tribe. And after they both finished, they were like, "Yeah," and then they like high-fived.
Really?
Yeah, you didn't see that?
I mean, just because they high-fived, guys high-five each other all the time. I don't think that means they're aligned.
I'm just saying they're on opposite tribes, but I'm talking about now for like merge. They're already friends, but I'm just saying it's a good sign, I guess. They're doing that and they're on opposite tribes or whatever. They have a good friendship, is what I'm trying to say. So there could be a future possible bro alliance.
I don't know, maybe. If you're watching, I don't know if anyone is right now live, but comments, so we have more things to talk about after we finish. I don't know if I agree with you about that all guy alliance thing.
I'm just speculating. I'm not saying
I don't think that's gonna happen. I don't think it's gonna happen.
Yeah, same.
So the immunity, we all knew this was gonna come up with Kimmy again. I'm surprised that they didn't make a bigger deal about it. It was kind of just like whatever kind of thing. How they knew somewhat time throughout the series, the season, that Kimmy was gonna have to like face this eating challenge again, because that was like apparently her biggest moment in Australian Outback. Nothing really, it wasn't really too big of a deal. She just didn't eat it. Wu did. That was it. End of story. Nothing happened after that. No one really cared. I think nothing really came out of this challenge. No one really showed that they were weak. No one showed that they were strong. It's a food eating challenge. It's a food eating challenge. Like you can't say anything about that. You can't tell Sierra when they get back to camp, Sierra, we're voting for you because you sucked at eating food. So that means you're gonna bring our tribe down. You know what I mean? They're not gonna kick her out just because she lost twice. That's not gonna happen. Or to Cass because she lost twice. So you can't really base your opinions on the vote. I mean, you can't base your vote off of this challenge like you normally can for challenges. So Bayonne wins. That's it. Not really much to say about it. Let's go past it.
Yep. So the tribal at first we have Savage trying to. There's an echo. I can hear it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think so. Okay, so we have Savage, and he tries to make an alliance, a pact with everyone else that's not Spencer, and he says, we're all going to vote for Spencer, but we're going to tell him that we're going to vote for Sierra, and obviously this strikes Sierra the wrong way. It would strike anyone the wrong way, you know? Because
that was so stupid by Savage. So
whenever
dumb.
whenever your name is put on the block like that, even if it's as a pawn, and like it's just scary. So
of course, what's going through Sierra's mind at that moment is, oh crap, how do I know that I'm actually in alliance with them? They could be telling me this and then like telling, Spencer the exact same thing, telling Spencer like, don't worry, you're safe, but like we're gonna like tell Sierra that we're voting for
like
you.
Double like. Fold.
Right. They could be going over to Spencer and saying, we're gonna tell Sierra that we're writing your name down, but we're actually writing her name down. Like she doesn't know. It's good on her for being a little paranoid about it because in an alternate dimension, she could have been the one going home and being targeted. Of course she wasn't, but how was she supposed to know that? You can't tell behind the wall in Survivor. You can tell what's happening behind the wall. So yeah, dumb move by Savage. I can't believe he didn't realize what was happening with Sierra. Of course Sierra would be a little nervous. I think that if I was in Savage's position, I would say, okay, let's tell Spencer that we're all voting for me. It makes more sense because you can't get anyone upset if you're telling them, like, let's vote for me.
I mean, of course, that makes you feel a little paranoid that they'll vote for you.
But I don't think anyone's going to say, like, oh, he said, like, let's vote for him. Like, I don't think they're actually going to vote for him based off that. You know what I mean?
Well, the only issue is that Spencer may not buy it because why would you vote off the strongest dude? I mean, he'd probably just go along with it anyways because you're on the bottom.
Right.
But
I don't know. Maybe he should have instead of saying like let's tell Spencer like we're voting off Sierra. He should have like opened it up to debate like who should we tell Spencer that we're voting off and to make it believable and effective.
Yeah.
He shouldn't have just
and then Chaos Cast comes along and saves the day for Spencer.
Yeah, who knew that Cass would have saved Spencer's game?
You would think it'd be someone like Wentworth or like someone that actually like has a heart.
I don't know. I think Cass is fine.
Yeah,
I'm sure she's a nice person in real life.
But she's a freaking devil in Survivor.
I hate when people judge people just based on their appearance in a game show. Like, you can't base their real personality on how they're playing in Survivor.
Well, I mean, like, in the game, she has no heart.
Oh, well, no one has a heart in Survivor. You're not supposed to have a heart.
I mean, you have to have some emotion.
Why? Why would you want other people to win? You have to. If you want to win, you have to have no heart.
Well,
you have to give off the impression.
I think
you have to give off the impression that you have a heart, but deep down you have to not have a heart. That's how it goes.
Yeah, I mean that's what I was kind of thinking. But like, you don't like just backstab people like crazy, like Russell Hantz. There's like different ways to go about trying to win the game, and the heartless way is kind of what Cass did last season. I don't think he doesn't have a heart in real life, but
you gotta do it like kind of like Tony did it. Like he did the exact same thing that Russell Hantz did, except he kind of like dealt with his relationships a little better. You know what I mean? He did it as a person, not as a chess player. Okay.
No, but the thing is that he got lucky that he got 3 idols.
That's true.
And also, the people in his season were so dumb to not vote him out sooner.
Okay, so I had Abby on the bottom of my list this week for the second time in a row. Right away, I noticed, like, there's no way she's going home. They didn't mention her at all. Like, I was very surprised. For some reason, I felt like this is the episode that Abby's going home. And after this episode that she wasn't mentioned at all and people aren't complaining about her anymore, I feel like she could be in it for like the long haul. She can go very far in this game.
Yeah.
Honestly, I heard a rumor that she was getting voted out this episode, so I was slightly biased because of that. I didn't tell you, Will, but like I heard about that, and I'm like, that's
looking at spoilers, and I'm not. You're cheating.
I'm not looking at spoilers. I saw it in a post on Facebook. Like someone said, like someone's like Abby is supposed to go out on day 18. And I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. So I believed it, and now that completely threw me off. So I was very excited about that because I love when I'm surprised on Survivor. And I think this is why this episode was one of my favorite episodes this season so far, because you really didn't know throughout the episode until maybe the end. When they got to Tribal, before they even said anything, I had a feel. I thought that Wu was going home. Because I believed what Cass was saying, and I believed that everyone would just vote for Wu. So I didn't really have any doubt that Wu was going home. Basically, in the final 10 minutes of the episode, but a majority of the episode, I'm like, who the heck is going home? Is it Joe? Is it not? Is it? It could be Savage. It could be Spencer. It could have been anyone. Maybe a couple of people were immune, but it really could have gone in any direction. I really didn't expect it to be so, all over the place this episode. So it excited me this episode, and also there was like a lot of humorous moments. There was a humorous moment in the immunity challenge that I forgot to mention. I don't know if you noticed this. It was very funny to me when Keith finished eating his thing. He the way he opened his mouth. Did you see that? He was like this with his tongue. He kind of looked like a llama. Like I think he was trying to. He spits like a llama, and then he also like.
He actually spit a part of his thing out during the challenge.
I know. I saw that. No one noticed that. But yeah, he opened his mouth like it was like.
It was actually liquid. It'd be funny if Jeff went. Now Keith has to find the strands of liquid that he spit out and get them back in his mouth. Because he does that with food, like that, the actual food. Like if someone like coughs up like pieces of the food, like now they got to go find the pieces of bird that they accidentally coughed up. I wonder if Jeff would go. Now Keith has to find the liquid that he like coughed up. That'd be hilarious. Then he started like getting on the ground, like looking for droplets of like a brown liquid. That'd be hilarious.
Okay. So we have Savage going with the majority, saying let's vote out Spencer because Cass, that's what she wanted originally. And then Sierra, she gets upset, as she should have, and she says it's not fair that we're saying let's tell Spencer to vote for me. Let's instead go behind Savage's back and vote for Wu instead because he seems to be a little more of a threat physically, I guess. I think that's what their mentality was going into the merge. But I disagree. I think Spencer and Wu are pretty equal in terms of physicality and challenge strength.
But Spencer has more mental strength. Right.
What I thought was interesting, again, Wigglesworth is on the minority, but like you don't hear anything from her. Like, where is Wigglesworth? Yeah. It's very weird. Yeah. It's strange. Usually people in minorities, you like hear from them, you hear their perspective, but like nothing from Wigglesworth. She didn't vote for the person who got voted out, but she wasn't even mentioned in the episode at all. It's like she's barely there. So I don't know.
She's not playing, dude.
She made the merge though.
T-Bird should have been in this game instead of freaking Wigglesworth.
I disagree with that, but I think T-Bird should have been in this game instead of who? Let me think. Instead of Monica.
Oh, yeah. T-Bird was awesome.
And I think that Shane should have been instead of Wu because Wu was a waste of space.
Shane?
Whatever. Yeah.
Oh, the guy from season 12 that smokes cigarettes.
Yeah, right. Anyway. So, yeah. Wigglesworth, though, she's barely in the show at all. She's been to many tribal councils. And here she is going to the merge.
With like no confessionals except for like one.
She had 3 confessionals in the first episode and then that's it. Gone from the show.
It made me think that like Wiggles was gonna have like a seriously good season, but like after episode 1, like she went extinct.
Yep. Let's see what else is going on. So you have Spencer who isn't sure who to trust, Savage or Cass. It's very shocking that he trusts Cass over Savage. I don't know what made him believe that. What made him believe what Cass was saying?
I don't know. That's difficult because... let me think about that for a second. Why would Spencer trust Cass more than Savage? I mean, on paper, you would definitely trust Savage more, but... I mean, it makes...
It kind of makes sense, but
it makes sense because like
from where Spencer was thinking,
if someone comes to you and says you're getting voted out, I mean they're probably serious about it. You don't just go up to someone and say you're getting voted out, and then like them, and not believe them because that's a serious thing. If someone tells you you're getting voted out, most of the time you're gonna scramble and do something and switch something with it. So, I mean, it makes sense, I guess, yeah.
Okay, but, like, if I was Spencer and Cass came to me with this, I would be thinking probably, which is, I guess, not the right answer in this scenario, but I would be thinking, okay, Cass is probably, like, trying to go, because originally Savage says, like, Cass, me, and a bunch of other people are going to vote out Sierra to Spencer. So that's initially what Spencer thinks. Spencer thinks that they're all going after Sierra. Then he gets this information that Cass tells him that Savage was actually going after him and that everyone was planning on going after him, but let's go after Wu instead. Maybe Spencer would think, okay, she's telling me that Savage is going after me just because she wants to go behind Savage's back and get Wu out, and she's going with a team of people just so she switches my votes or something like that. That's what I would think.
Yeah.
Okay. Is there anything else to talk about before we go to the tribal council? I think it was very short after the immunity challenge.
Yeah.
I don't really like it when they have a reward challenge and an immunity challenge. I'd rather have like an immunity challenge with reward because it saves a lot of time. That's the one complaint I would have about this episode, is that majority of it was taken up by challenges. Even though I like the challenges, I still rather see like strategy and social play. Okay, so we get to the tribal. At this point, I already knew that Wu was going home. Did you have any doubt?
Some. I had some doubt.
Yeah, but it was between Wu and Spencer. And if Cass says, there's no indication that Cass was going to vote for Spencer. If Cass says, we're voting for Wu. Oh, actually, Cass did say that she was unsure. My bad. She did say, yeah, I'm not sure.
She said, I have these two little thingamabobs, calm Cass and chaos Cass, angel and devil, vote Spencer, no, vote Wu, chaos, no, calm.
Right, that whole entire scene with the chaos and calm thing. So I guess that was like the Survivor edit saying like, oh, who's going to go home? Is it going to be Wu? Is it going to be Cass? Cass is the swing vote this episode. But I think Cass, she's been playing calm this entire game so far.
Dude, the title for this episode should have been The Calm Before the Chaos.
What?
The title for this episode should have been The Calm Before the Chaos.
She never said that, though.
No, I know, but it would have been cool, because that would have been a cool title.
The title was always like a quote, though.
I know. She should have said it, though. That would have been a cool title.
When I saw that title, the title was Bunking with the Devil, I thought, okay, Cass is going home or Abby is going home, because the devil they're referring to has to be either Cass or Abby.
What that means is that, someone's going to align with them. Like a good
I know, I didn't realize that's what they were talking about. I thought what they were talking about was, I thought Sierra or Cass, who, this is the first time they've ever been on the same tribe as Abby. I thought they were going to get to Abby, maybe Sierra possibly, and Sierra was going to be like, wow, Abby is so annoying. I'm like bunking with the devil, like I'm sleeping with her, and it's like awful. I thought that's kind of like what I thought originally when I saw that title. So that's also another reason I had Abby on the bottom of my list. I thought they were annoyed by Abby still, but I was wrong. The devil was Cass. In bunking and lying.
Yeah.
So Cass is apparently on the fence about it, but like the entire game so far, Cass has been going on the calm side, doing the calm side. So there's no signal that she might want to get chaotic now. So yeah, no evidence to start now. I thought it was Wood the entire time. I had a slight down, maybe like I thought 10% Spencer, but like I didn't think this was the end of Spencer. I thought Spencer was getting to the merge.
Yeah. Now just comes the chaos with the merge and trying to figure out who's going to align with who and what the heck is going to happen.
Right.
This next power ranking is going to be very, very interesting because it's going to be like impossible to predict exactly what's going to happen.
A safety ranking for the merge is so difficult because they're all coming together and it's like a completely new dynamic. You don't know how they're all going to react as one. So it's incredibly difficult to predict the merge boot. The merge boot is always a shock, it seems. It seems
like the first one or two votes are usually unexpected or not, like something that's hard to predict. After that, it starts getting more streamlined.
I mean, with this many swaps coming into the merge,
it's so hard.
Almost every single person has been on a tribe with someone else. I mean, with every other person.
Yeah.
Like, can we think of two people who haven't been on the same tribe?
It'd take me a lot of time to try to figure that out, but this is probably one of the most difficult seasons socially because you're friends with everybody. There's no obvious target like, well, I haven't, spent time with them, so they're going home next. No, you've been on, like, everyone's been on 3 different tribes or 3 different stages, for 3 days with the second swap, like 9 days with the first swap, and then like 6 days with the first.
It's crazy. Yeah. They're gonna be so mind blown when they find out the merge is next week.
They don't even know. They think they have like 1 or 2 more tribals.
Of course, that's what I would be thinking. Why have a swap and then go right to the merge already? It doesn't make any sense.
Because they know that these people watch the show and are experts with the game.
Oh, so I know why, but like I'm saying, like I wouldn't be thinking that it would be happening. That's what I'm saying.
And 13 is a lot of people going into a merge. That's a lot of people.
Yeah, I would think it would go at least down to 12.
Yeah.
And have 9 in the jury and then the final 3. So there's gonna be a 10-person jury.
That's stupid. That could be for a tie. That would be awful. If there was a tie vote, what happens?
That's true. I never even thought about that. Shit.
But they'd have to have the person that's 3rd on the jury. I mean, that's in the final 3 that didn't get any votes have to make a deciding vote right then and there live.
Is that how it works?
That's the only way it would happen. That's the only other way. I mean, can you think?
How is it possible that they've never had a tie in a jury?
Well, because they usually do odd numbers for that reason, but for whatever reason, they've done 10 or 8 a couple of times. It's so dumb because.
But think about it. There's been a lot of 9-person juries and like a lot of final 3s. So think about it.
You could have 1 vote for 1 person, 4 for the other 2.
It could have been 4-4, and then 1, and that would have been a tie. How has that never happened before? I never realized that.
Or a 9-person jury and 3-3-3.
Right, anything like that. I never noticed how there's never been a tie.
It will eventually if they have 3 people juries.
That's pretty amazing though. That there's never been a tie.
Yeah, it'll happen eventually if they have enough seasons. I don't even know how they would break that.
I don't know. I think what you said was really smart. That the person who got the least amount of votes in the final 3, they would vote for the winner. I think that would be really cool.
Live, that would be ridiculous.
That'd be really cool. Okay. So Wu, I feel bad for Wu honestly because this is the first time that he didn't do anything wrong and he got voted out. Like, can you spot any flaws that he had today?
The reason this happened is that Savage tried to save Wu and wanted to buddy up with Wu.
Honestly, yeah. Wu getting eliminated tonight?
It's Savage's fault.
Yeah, Wu getting eliminated tonight is because of Savage. Wu had no... So Wu's mistake in this game, apparently, was aligning with Savage.
Damn, that's so stupid and sad.
Like, I really don't know what he could have corrected. He... Honestly, in my opinion, he was like the worst Survivor player in history last time he played. But this time, I can't really say where he went wrong. It's kind of hard to decide what he did wrong. He didn't do anything wrong. He thought he had the majority, so it's not like he was like... I just don't know. I don't know what he did wrong. Of course, it was just an unlucky break for him. I really didn't think this was the way that Wu was gonna get out of the game. After like struggling so much on an Angler tribe and like being like on the bottom of the tribe for so long, then he comes to this tribe and he actually is kind of safe, and then he gets voted out when he is the safe one. Survivor.
Let's see. Do we have anything else that we want to talk about?
I don't think so. We didn't get any questions this time around, so there's no questions to talk about. I think I'm just going to say we have our safety rankings, which we talked about before. Every Monday, come to those rankings and post your own bottom 3, and we'll like include you in our game. It's a fun game to play. So far, Will is beating me 5-3 now.
Haha.
We sometimes do a player analysis on Saturday. If you give us a suggestion, if we have free time, and like you guys give us a suggestion of who you want us to kind of analyze and talk about what their chances are of winning this game and how they're going to win that game and all that kind of stuff, then we might do that on a Saturday. But if we're busy, we're not going to do that. It's not a definite. It's just like a bonus video that we might have on this channel. Subscribe so you can find us. Comment down
below any suggestions or anything that you want us to do.
Yep, all that great stuff. I think we're done for this episode. If there's anything else we left out, we'll
take us out with the blah blah.
Oh right. I'll just take us out. 1 second. Getting the hand ready. Okay. Well, see you next time on Monday. Blah, 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 blah.